Hello and welcome to HOSC's Microsoft Dynamics CRM Development YouTube channel. Today's video episode lesson is setting up your Visual Studio with the Developer Toolkit for Microsoft Dynamics CRM. This is going to be one of my what I call foundation series of knowledge that you're going to need if you want to be a CRM developer. These are the core things you need to know about just to sort of get started. And they're going to be the CRM SDK, you can have a look at that, what files are useful, Developer Toolkit, which we're going to install today. We're not actually going to create a plugin, we're just going to install it, make sure that you're connected up. Developer endpoints, plugins, what are they, what classes do you need to extend, DLLs, etc. Solution files, the plugin registration tool, and some CRM resources. So today we're going to do the Developer Toolkit. The reason why I'm doing this, one of the early videos, is because I need to know that you've got this set up and installed and it's working, so that when I go through plugins in later episodes, videos, that I know that you'll be connected up to your CRM trial. Now hopefully you've watched the previous episode where you set up your CRM 2013 trial, or perhaps you've got an on-premise CRM 2013. Either way, today when we finish running through the tutorial, you'll have set up your CRM Developer Toolkit, you've got Visual Studio project set up, and you'll be connected. So the creating plugins then will just be the easy next step. Right, so to do this, you first need to go and download the CRM SDK 2013. This is vital. It can't get any more vital. It has the DLLs you'll need to create plugins and do any of your developing. But it has loads of other useful stuff like tutorials, basically a kind of manual of how to develop. So you'll definitely need this. There's a few like prerequisites, it has to be Windows 7 or 8, and you will need Visual Studio 2010 or 2012. I think it's Professional Edition is the minimum. Right, so anyway, you'll download that. Now I'll put mine into, so I've gone C, Projects 2013. Here's my SDK. You'll download an exe first and then you'll choose where to put it. I recommend putting it here because it's just kind of easy location. I'm going to assume at this point that you've got Visual Studio installed and set up and that's all ready to go. I'm not going to run through actually installing Visual Studio because that takes hours. So I'm going to assume you've got that done, or you can do that now. The Developer Toolkit, so you go to, once you've downloaded the SDK, this is your SDK root file, Tools, Developer Toolkit. That is for 2010, I think, and then this is for CRM Visual Studio 2012, and which is the one I'm using. So for the toolkit, there is a few prerequisites as well. Basically, I think when you try and install it and set it up, I mean, I've actually got the toolkit installed already, but you'll run that and you'll then have to say, yeah, this does need Professional, that's where I got that from, or CRM Visual Studio 2012. Basically, what you'll have to do is install some Silverlight stuff, Windows Identity Foundation. I've had a lot of problems installing that on servers. You'll often experience that, in fact, that you'll have it on a server and it won't be working, and it's this Windows Identity Foundation if you are installing CRM, that is. So once you've installed that, it should allow you to create CRM projects within Visual Studio. The reason why I think you should install the Developer Toolkit is it makes plugin development just so much easier. It really is. I mean, I have done it the previous way for a number of projects, and it's hard work. and you had to create the plugin files themselves, and then once you got one working, you just copy that to all the other ones you created. But this is kind of a GUI way, and it creates a lot of the default kind of stuff that you need to create a plugin. It does it all for you. It creates, let's have it, actually there's a little list here of the benefits. It creates strongly typed proxy classes. I'm a big fan of this. Before, I had to run the CRM SVC util myself, and basically what that does is it creates classes. In development of CRM, everything is based around the entity class. So all the entities in CRM, like the account, contact, and your own custom entities, they are called entity classes in .NET. And what the strongly typed means is that instead of using entity class to kind of, and then the attributes to hold variables, which is a bit a slow process, you've got to type in all the variables yourself, prone to errors, syntax errors if you typing in one wrong character. What this does, it creates an account class, and you press account dot, and then you get a list of all the variables. It basically means that you're not going to accidentally mistype anything. I recommend that very much, using it that way, which is why we're installing this. It also generates the basic plugin code for you, and so all you need to focus on is writing the business logic. That is very useful, saves you loads of time. Finally, the most useful thing here anyway, it allows you to register plugins without using the plugin registration tool. You just deploy it, copies it up, nice and easy. But I would say here that you probably still need the plugin registration tool, because I've had some problems where it's not deleting plugins quite properly, and sometimes you need to kind of double check that everything's set up correctly. So that is why we want to use the CRM Developer Toolkit, and we shall now go to Visual Studio. So at this point, right, so now we're going to make our Visual Studio CRM project. If it's been installed correctly, you'll have new project, and you'll now see you've got a dynamic CRM template. Excellent. You can make plugins, workflows, a package, and XAML workflow library. I'm going to choose this one here, create a new solution. So that's kind of everything. So you can have plugins, workflows, all of the web resources. You've got the whole caboodle there. I'm going to call it HOSC CRM Dev 2013, and I'm going to press OK. Now it brings up this. This is the kind of key part which I want to run through today. So we need the CRM discovery server. Now if you went through your CRM online, the previous video, and installed the CRM online, you will have a CRM 2013 trial. So to find that piece of information, we go to Settings, and on Settings we go to Customizations, and then there's this place now called Developer Resources. Here gives you the details of the discovery service, which is what you need to put in that piece of information. Now this is also useful if you have an on-premise version. This is where you'll get that information as well, this little bit here. And what you'll notice is it's different than, especially CRM 2018 online, it's different from your kind of CRM instance at the top there. And also you'll often find that you'll need to find this information out, because you might have your CRM kind of development environment in a slightly different way. You might do it on the server, and so this is where you come to find out that piece of information. So let's just copy that a second. So we want this little bit here, the disco, and we'll go back to connect. We put that in here. We take off the HTTPS because we don't need that, because that gets specified below here. Then once you put that in, you need to put in your username and password, and online you do not need a domain. So here you'll get this sent by an email as well. It's never very catchy when it's online. Very difficult to remember. Let's see if I can remember my email. So we'll connect there. We'll connect to that organisation, which is my CRM 2018 trial, and we haven't got any other there. We'll just select default. Now it'll pop up, because I've chosen the whole caboodle. It will say, do you want Silverlight? I do not want Silverlight. Thank you very much. Right, so now we are connected. We've got a plugin, and because it's basically a blank CRM 2013 installation at the moment, we haven't got anything there. This file is important. This is where it stores your DLL information, where instead of going to the plugin registration tool, you can actually deploy things here, and you'll see all the information inside here. You've got a kind of basic template. This is what happens actually when you create your plugins. You've got this information there. This is creating all the default plugin information. It's extending the plugin, the iPlugin interface. It's creating the variables you'll need, organization service, plugin execution, tracing. It's just setting them all up for you straight away. This is why this particular solution is very useful. You will need to know the details of how this works, because sometimes you might work on a project where this information, they're not using this tool. You might be working on a CRM4 or a CRM 2011, and whoever set it up didn't have this tool there, didn't know how it worked, and so they haven't got it. So that's why in a later video we'll go through what the plugin class is and what you need to do, and just so that you understand how it all works. Right, anyway, that is today's episode over. So let's just recap my resources. You've got the video channel, which you're on. It's got a Google Plus site where you can follow it there, leave comments. We've got the LinkedIn group if you want to add some comments of perhaps what things you want or discuss about development. And finally, we've got my blog. I've created a link to the YouTube channel there, and we've got some comments here. Obviously, I also do lots of other blog posts. Right, that's it for today. Thank you very much.